Yo, 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 hello everybody! The skills have finally got revealed. Yo, Kar, Genko, Zetsu, been waiting for your analysis. I've been waiting for the details as well, my man, as well. So let's take a look into the commanders. Let me adjust this music a little bit. There we go. I've just prepared this. So it was true that they were gonna be releasing the details at around 13 UTC. I just copied these from the Facebook. I'm not seeing those skills yet. Let me see them. Need the data. Indeed, my man, indeed. Hold on a second. Put this. All right, let's see. Yo, Biotic, what is up, man? What is up? Okay, let us check out the skills. Let's start from the Hector. So this is the active skill, target type AoE, rage requirement 1000. Launches 2 combat attacks up to 5 in a nearby enemy. Okay, so this is 5 target circle AoE. The damage factor 1000. So we kind of like predicted the damage factor almost correctly. Hey, Hector is doing 2600 single target. Okay, but we'll get into the Hector in a bit. Let's check out Achilles first. And then the target loses the targets, which means 5 targets lose 20% march speed for 3 seconds. Okay. Two combat attacks. That means total 10 attacks, hitting 5 targets. That's it. The targets are also inflicted with sundered for 10 seconds, increasing the damage they receive from Pillion Spear by 5%. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Its duration resets whenever it gains another stack, and it doesn't automatically clear when exiting combat. Oh my god, what the hell? It doesn't clear when exiting combat? Wowzers, man, wowzers. Bunch of Achilles is running around on open field can stack up this debuff. Hold on a second. There's this chat box. Let me move this one right here. Okay, so regarding this total damage, it is not as impressive right now. Okay, 2000 damage factor is not as impressive. So basically, Achilles is doing same amount of skill damage as Zugalian. Okay, and we all know that Zugalian is no longer top tier, but he is still up there. But let's see. Let's check out the rest of the kit. Let me read the chat. Yo, Sanctum, what is up? Irgundir, welcome back. Damage too low, no? Yeah, damage is a little bit on the lower side, but the fact that he is doing 5 target AoE might justify this, okay? So far there's no special things for the commander. It's rage requirement 1000 and goes on, okay. March speed reduction, Pillion spear damage increase, and then it can stack up to 3 times, which means it can increase this damage by 15%. Okay. Let's check the stats. 40% bonus attack, 20% march speed. While outside of Alliance territory, they gain 10% HP. So, okay, a little bit on the glass cannon side. Which yesterday we also might think that, you know, Achilles might be a little bit of a glass cannon type of thing, a hit and run. Big-footed. Okay. This stats, I am not feeling too well about the stats, okay? Yeah, it's total 50% stat total, but 40% is attack. Okay, its attack is nice, but we also have to think about the other pairs as well. Like, if we are pairing this with Arthur, Arthur is not that much tanky as well. Okay, well, let's see. If this commander's troop is on the map, it takes 5% less damage. So this is another like equivalent of like maybe 15% HP. This is good. Okay. All incoming skill damage, combo attack damage, and counter attack damage is reduced by 10%. So this doesn't include smite damage, which means it opens a potential window of infantry counters cavalry, which is always the case. Whenever this effect reduces total of 3000 damage of factor, this commander casts Pillion Spear skill. Wow, okay. So whenever he receives 3000 damage factor, hold on a second, reduces a total of 3000 damage factor. Okay, that means he has to be taking, so this means this 3000 damage factor is actually the 5%, right? So if we multiply this by 20, he has to be taking 60,000 damage factor of a damage in order to cast this, because it says whenever this effect reduces total of this much damage. So it's a 5% damage, so total he has to be getting hit by 60,000 damage factor in order to cast this. My first impression is this is the perfect commander to run it down. These skills have no cooldown, so you basically run it down and fire like a machine gun, right? Not necessarily. 60,000 damage factor is way too much, I think. It's way too much. Let's see. Hold on a second, I'm just trying to think. Oh, okay, so let me write a note down here. Okay, so if my understanding is correctly right, so I take 5% less damage. And then whenever this effect reduces total of 3000 damage, okay? So 3000 damage is gonna be equal to 5%. That means 60,000 damage factor is gonna be 100%, which means if I need to be taking total of 60,000 damage, I hope you guys can see this. Let me zoom in. Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Where's my VTuber thingy? There you go. Yeah, that means I gotta be taking 60,000 damage factor of damage in order to cast this one time. Let me see how realistic is that. Where did I... Let me see, hold on. Did I calculate it here? Okay, 5,000. Alright, so this is just an approximate calculation, okay? This is approximate calculation. So you have 200,000 troop capacity, okay? Again, it's gonna depend on hold on again. Give me a second. Let me do this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you have 200,000 troop capacity. This is just a we are trying to find out how much HP of damage we need to be taking in order to cast that. The first impression, like this is like okay, so the more damage you take, the more skills you are gonna be casting. But this has a twist. We need to really be really careful. Okay, let's approximate how much damage that we need to do. So 200,000 is troop capacity, and then this is, I just made a rough calculation. White damage, this is basic attack damage. Where is the let's see. I'm checking out the formula. Okay, so this is, let's just approximate. Okay, as you guys can see, this is infantry civilization, right? We are talking about infantry civilization, so it could be different. And also, depending on the civilization, the white damage that we are taking is a little bit different, right? What I'm trying to do is, we are trying to get an approximate amount. So by having 200,000 troop capacity, 200 damage factor equals 500 damage. This is an important information, okay? That means in KKs we have 400,000 troop capacity. Okay, 400,000 troop capacity. Now 200,000, so here we need to take 60,000 damage factor damage in order to have total of 3,000 damage reduced, right? Doesn't the expertise get this down to 2,500? We are gonna go to the expertise, okay? So I'm just going from the top here, and let's just analyze the skills step by step, in an order. Let's not let's be like how to say, we need to like be sequential. So let's see, 60,000 damage factor divided by 2, that's 300. 300 multiplied by 500 damage, this is just an approximation, so 150,000 damage. That means, or let's say someone has 430,000 troop capacity, okay? 430,000 troop capacity, 1,500 up until you red face, I mean sad face, what am I talking about, red facing? It's 2.9, basically means if you have 430k troops and you sad face, that this skill will trigger only 2 times. So only 2 times. What I'm trying to say is, it seems like an awesome skill, but it is not like significant. So I think this could be a quite good approximation. Again, the damage you take is gonna depend on your stats and everything. Not this one, let's see. Reduced by 10%, yes. There could be many factors. So like your HP and defense stat is going to be reducing the damage, right? And then if you have some sort of mitigation as well, it is also gonna reduce the damage. So how does this stack? Are they multiplicative or additive? Probably additive. So probably our approximation is correct. So if you have 430k troops and you sad face, during that time it will trigger 2 times. Again, real testing is needed, but this is just an approximation. So you guys are saying the expertise. Let's check out the expertise skill. Takes 5% less damage, and then counter damage is reduced by. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. So it takes 5% less damage. All incoming. So okay, so these are double effect. So you actually take 5% less damage. In addition, you receive this much damage, 10%. That's what I understood. So actually, 3000 is 15%. Maybe 3000 is the 10%. All incoming skill damage, combo damage, and counter attack damage is reduced by 10% whenever this effect reduces. So it's actually 10%, not this 5%. So this 5% less damage reduction, this is just here all the time. And then in addition, he reduces more damage. So this is making things better. So 3000 is 10%. That means we only need to take 30,000 damage. That means 30,000, 150, 75,000. 5 points. Okay, this is not looking bad. So if you have like 430k troops, you will be casting your skill like 5 times up until you sad phase. So that is actually quite nice. That is quite good. That is quite good, man. Quite good. Okay. Let me write it down here. 400k troops. 400k troops, 5.7 times, or 5 times. All right. The stats were looking kind of glass cannon, but this is actually quite nice. So you are reducing 5%. You're taking 5% less damage, anyways. Again, this is translated approximately into like around 15% HP. Of course, it's gonna depend on the commander pairs, but around 10 to 15% HP more. So basically means outside the territory you have 20%, 25% HP. Inside territory only 15% HP. But then again, you are also reducing more damage. Qinshi Huan is getting countered here, and other combo damage is countered here. Counter attack damage. This is not too big, but it's okay. Counter attack damage. Let's see, 200. No. Okay. All right, so this is not bad. Let's see. Includes direct damage, additional damage. Does not include range or range additional damage, of course. Combo attack is affected by bonus to normal damage. Yes. So this is the basic things that we have. Good. So far, first skill needs to get maxed. Second skill, of course, you are going to be gaining march speed. So second skill is good. Third skill is also looking quite good as well. Very good. Let's take a look into the fourth skill. If this commanded troop is a field troop, it deals 10% more normal damage. Okay, so that means 10% more combo damage as well. Whenever it uses Pelion Fear skill, it gains 10% bonus rage gain speed and 10% bonus attack for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 2 times. Alright. Its duration resets whenever it gains another stack, and it does not automatically clear when exiting combat. Wow! So Achilles, for Achilles, it doesn't matter you go out of combat or not, but you are still gaining stuff. So the fourth skill, it doesn't matter unless you just go out of combat for 10 entire seconds, right? And you lose this buff. And then also the first one, the debuff, it doesn't also resets when you go out of combat. So okay. All right. So this is a nice little addition. We need to calculate if this 10% bonus rage gain speed is actually going to be making difference in terms of the skill cycle, which I think I have also already calculated. Where is my Arthur? Did I calculate? Yeah, Arthur. Hell yeah, man! Look at this Arthur open field simulation. Let me... Yeah, this was when we were doing the Arthur Red. Let me copy this. And now let me try to find the sheet that we are working on. Yeah, there we go. Copy that here. We will replace and check out the rage simulation on Achilles. Let me read the chat. Let me read the chat. Look at the expertise skill. It lowers. Yeah. I am also trying to see if there's a budget version, right? So, which is why we are which is why. Oh, excuse me. What the hell happened? Which is why I'm trying to find if there's a budget version here. All right, so here is the expertise version. Let me copy here. Oh my god. All right, so 10% is 2,500 damage. That means, wait a second, now it's 15%. Okay, 15% and then 2,500 damage factor. Yeah, 16,000 damage. Also, approximately 17k damage. 17,000 damage is 100%. Let's go back here. So if you have 430k troops, now you are casting your skill 10 times. All right. 10.3 times, which or 10 times. This means that Achilles benefits a lot when you expertise him. This is like, yeah, this is must. Yeah, he benefits a lot when he is expertised. I see. All right, let me read the chat. He's gonna be a rally commander then. There might be a niche roles, but here, if this commander is field troops, he is gaining this much. So if he is, wait, he can gain this because this is field troop. Field troop is field troop is non-rallied garrison. Okay, it is not while on the map. So when you are doing rally, you're not gonna be gaining this. And also, whenever you are using the skill, you're not gonna be gaining the rage gain and 10% attack, which is, this is not too too big of a deal. This is not way. Oh my god! Wait a second. Yeah, counter rally. That might be a case. You just send in Achilles, let it die. Oh, wait a second. Rallies have 2 million troops or more, right? Maxed out rally 3 million troops. Wait a second. So rally with 3M troops will cast this skill 72 times before dying. What? Okay, so technically this is not possible, okay? Technically you are not casting your skill 72 times before dying. This, let's say this counter rally. Because there is 1 second of internal cooldown, internal CD. There should be an internal cooldown, right? Yeah, this commander casts the Pillion Spear skill. I want to check out one commander. Hold on a second. It looks quite similar to CJ. CJ is casting his skill when he is taking damage. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, so this is okay. I don't think this skill overlaps with the casting skill, but I'm not too sure. There is a little bit wording difference. Here it says deals smite damage up to 3 enemies, right? So it's straight up deals smite damage up to 3 enemies. So this is basically like instant proc damage, and instant proc damage does not share a global cooldown with the active skill, right? So here it just says deals the damage. However, here it says casts the skill, so which means this is gonna be sharing a cooldown, global cooldown with the active skill. He can cast his skill every second then. Yeah, probably like every other second, because there is a 1 second of internal cooldown. So just like Qin Shi Huang, Achilles can be casting his skill like every 2 seconds. I like what they are doing here to design commanders for tank players. Can you imagine Swarm this rally? It's a real machine gun. Yeah, indeed. That skill needs to be on a cooldown for real. Probably. Let's see. Maybe which is why his active skill damage factor is low. It's not like very high. It's only like 2000, right? But versus rally, you are not primary target. Only AoE or counterattack damage. But versus rally, you are not primary target. I mean, if here we are talking about counter rallies, right? Counter rally, like sending past the pass 7, and if they do, people are gonna be swarming that, so you are gonna be receiving this much damage. I guess this doesn't include smite damage, which means technically, of course, it's not gonna be casting the skill 72 times. Some of the damage is gonna be smite damage, which is just gonna go through, and then also just normal white damage, which is also gonna go through. But this is kind of like interesting stuff happening right here. And you can reinforce it. Yeah. City Garrison Commander. He's gonna be Blade. Indeed, he's gonna be spinning around so many times, man. Okay, so let us check. So basically, let's see Arthur. Wait, Achilles, which alone it doesn't. We don't really need to calculate this. Let me actually do this. Hold on a second. Do that, and then do this. There you go. So we are gonna be taking a look into Arthur plus Achilles. We are gonna talk about Hector in a bit. Let us check out this 10% rage speed, and it stacks up to 2 times. Whenever it uses blah blah blah. Let us see if this is gonna be making a difference. I need to check out the combo talent.
No knight who sitteth mighty.
Whenever troop launches any type of combo attack, it gains 15 rage. And then we do have the Undying Fury here. Okay. Give me a second. Arthur does have 50% chance to launch 1 extra combat attack. Okay, so here I am assuming Every 2 turn, Arthur is kind of like doing instant proc damage. Come on, hold on a second. Ten seconds of cooldown. Okay. Subite also has instant proc damage. Okay. I'm just backtracking. So which is why I put rage here. With Arthur, you only have 1 proc combo damage chance, which is gonna generate you 15 rage. I wanna check out what is this 15 rage from the skills.
Might make it righteous.
One time. Am I missing something? Give me a second. Burn effect.
No knight who sitteth at my table is above
The
any.
damage factor, 2 combat attacks. Yeah, 2 combat attacks, 3 targets. Yes. Arthur has also 50% total stats, but 20% of them are HP, 30% attack. That means most likely we are gonna be calculating the best gear combination for Arthur and Achilles, but it seems like they kind of wanna have defensive stats. Total, they are gonna have 30% HP. We'll see. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. Combo attack damage bonus. If it's attacking field troop multiplied by 3, so 30% combat attack bonus. Hell yeah, man. Arthur and Achilles. Good. I mean, Attila primary and Achilles secondary is also good as well. I think I better max my Arthur and level him up in preparation to for this commander, but let's see. So talent 15. We should do this. I don't know why I put the skill 15 here. Rage gain bonus. Let me do just normal horn. Let's simulate normal horn. Let me read the chat. I'll be right back, guys. I need to blow my nose. So I'm doing this calculation only to find out that if there's any like a budget version. So far, expertise is extremely good. The fourth skill is not that of a big deal, but we're trying to find out that this rage gain speed is gonna make a difference. It stacks up to 2 times, so we can calculate it as full stack. That's how we can calculate the full potential, so let's just do that. So rage gains bonus 20%. That means... There you go. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me delete this. Before we do anything, we need some comparison. Let me delete this section as well. Here, and then cast the skill. Doing this is obviously gonna proc. Here it's obviously gonna proc. We are checking out the butterfly effect, right? Yeah, this is looking correct. Calculating at the minimum speed. Let's see. Okay, so the 20% does make a difference. Okay, the 20% does make a difference. Oops. Oh, hold on a second. 30. Wait a second. Oh, a second. Wait a second. Let me read the chat. It should be really good in good anti-swarm and garrison too. That's a good question. Anti-swarm, skill damage versus like AoE. So we basically need to answer like hitting 5 targets every 2 seconds, or not every 2 seconds, not every 2 seconds, I guess, maybe, or you do more counterattack damage. Okay, this might be a good question. Wait, so this talent right here, right? It says whenever this commander's troops launches any type of combo attack, it gains 15 rage. Does it affect number of targets that you are hitting? That is the question. Let's test that. Oh, hold on a second.
Наши воины обрели бессмертие, пожертвовав собой ради Отечества.
I don't need to have Delta.
I raise thee in the name of.
Let's just try to test this on these barbs. So basically, if I'm hitting a single target, I'm doing 2 combo attack damage. So that's 30 rage. But what if I'm hitting 2 targets, right? AoE. Is it gonna be... There we go. Am I gaining 60 rage by hitting 2 targets or 30 rage? We need to see. Does the rage reset to 0 if your fire skill due to 3rd skill? I don't think so. I don't think the rage is gonna reset. There's no specific wording on that, and I don't think that makes sense. It is just like, it is kind of like the Herman skill, right? The Achilles extra skill is same as Herman's expertise skill. Herman also triggers extra skill damage, I mean skill cast, right? Battle log, let's see. Yeah, so here I'm casting my skill. Okay, so Undying Fury, because I'm launching counter attacks, I mean combo attacks, it also triggers multiple times. We gotta take this into consideration. Let me adjust the... Let me adjust the rage. 2 more attacks, that means, let's see, 27. This is also 27. And because we were hitting 2 targets, that is total of 4 triggers. Let's see. Yeah. Oh wait, this skill also triggered as well. 1 extra attack. This skill triggered 2 times. So 2 of these are Mob Dragon. Yeah, okay, so you do gain 15 rage per target. You do gain 15 rage per target. That means the turn that... Oh my god, that means the turn that Achilles triggers his skill and hitting 5 targets, that is 150 rage generated instantaneously. And then it is plus 86 basic attack rage as well, so that is total of 236 rage, which is exceeding the... which is maximum amount of rage generation, so 220 during that turn. This is skill cast 27. This is versus single target, right? This is versus single target. If it's versus multiple target, this is gonna be 220. Yeah. And then this is also gonna be 220. We are overraging here, so let's fix this 220. Probably, like, let's simulate open field, okay, open field. Open field. So probably here we are gonna be gaining 220 rages. Because our skills are hitting multiple targets total. Yeah, and then this one is gonna be 10 times 150 rage. No, this is 6 times 90 rage, yeah. So it's gonna go crazy. So during skill cycles, they are gonna be generating crazy amount of rage. Yo, combo talent tree actually has its own rejuvenate. The more target you hit, the more rage you generate. So it's wow. Yeah, this combo talent tree is better than support talent tree in terms of rage generation. I mean, I think so, but it because there's a 220 rage cap, that doesn't really make a difference. 10, 9, so it's 99 here, 6, 9, 54, 10, 60. Okay. Insane. Insane. This is I cannot be doing that. There we go, I fixed my error. So your first skill cycle is gonna be around like 8 seconds with just normal horn. With crit horn, it doesn't really make too much difference. Again, it's RNG, but we are assuming that the horn is gonna proc on second turn right away because of the Arthur's expertise skill, which is gonna give us a rage right away with butterfly effect, right? Open field with butterfly. Even without butterfly, it's gonna be quite similar. The butterfly is just forcing the horn to proc. during that smite damage turn. So here it procs, and then here the horn is proccing naturally, and then we are just taking 3 seconds of window. And during skill cycle, skill casting, the horns are gonna be proccing because there are many combo damage, and with butterfly it is gonna proc. Even without butterfly, I think it's gonna proc, because like so. Even without a butterfly, horn will proc. Most likely. Because with Achilles, you are doing 10. You are basically triggering 10 basic attack worth of triggers in one turn. 10. So if you have 10% of triggering something, that is gonna be almost guaranteed crit. I mean, guaranteed proc. Again, at the end of the day, it is RNG as well. But it seems like you don't need to have butterfly to make it a huge difference. Having butterfly is gonna impact if you have ring or the new combo accessory saddle. Let me read the chat. Does this commander even want rage gain? So I think, judging by this analysis, okay, if you have 20% rage gain speed, and this is without. Whoa, excuse me. Same above, but without rage gain speed. So it looks like the rage gain speed is going to make a difference. However, we need to take into account that we are going to be firing off this, our skill every now and then. So after all, this fourth skill is not going to make a huge difference. This rage gain speed is not going to make a huge rage gain difference, because let's see if we are like Achilles suddenly casted his skill like maybe here or something like that, right? Then you are suddenly gaining like 99 rage from the Undying Fury, and then another 150 rage from the talent, and then you can keep doing this every other turn. So I don't think this rage gain speed is the fourth skill is not that important. It's just boosting your damage. However, I think expertise is a must, because expertise makes a huge difference. Without expertise, if you have 430,000 troops, you will be casting your skill 5 times before you sad phase. In this case, if you expertise, you are gonna be casting 10 times, so that's like twice the amount. And the more skill you cast, the more rage you are gonna be generating through your talent, and then also horn. There's also a good question: ring versus saddle. The combo is called saddle, right? Let me double check. No, it's actually the hero's hilt. So not saddle. Ring versus hilt. What I'm trying. So ring does have cooldown. It can trigger up to 1 times every 5 seconds. What can do after and Achilles can do is basically proc this Ring of Doom off cooldown. That is insane. Every 6 seconds, ring will be up. So for 2 seconds, that is 33% of 50%. You are gonna be having 16.5% increased damage all the time on average. 16.5% damage. That's kind of insane though. That's kind of insane. And the thing is that if the Achilles is casting his skill every 2 seconds, right? So that means, of course, because of the 1 second internal cooldown, you cast the skill. Let's say this is seconds, right? So you cast the skill, you take a 1 second cooldown, and you cast the skill again here. When the ring procs, here the ring is gonna be proccing. Is the ring procs during that turn or the next 2 turns? But it doesn't really matter, because either way the ring's 50% damage bonus is going to cover Achilles the passive skill proc. That is huge. The Achilles skill is gonna hit like a truck when he's using ring. So ring all of a sudden is super viable on Achilles, horn and ring. Let's check out the hero's hilt. 50% chance to gain 3% damage to prop time damage for 5 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. This is maximum damage bonus is 15%, right? Maximum 15%. But as we just approximated, ring is gonna be 16.5%. So the ring is gonna perform better than the hero's hilt by 1.5%. It appears that horn and ring combination is better option. Wait a second, hold on a second. Wait. Yo, okay, so hilt max damage stack is 15%, right? We're just automatically assuming it is stacking up to 15%. Hold on a second, let me yeah, so 50% chance to gain 3% bonus to all types of combo attack damage for 5 seconds, can stack up to 5 times. So that is maximum of 15% damage of combo. Hilt stack is 15% max combo damage. Let's say Arthur and Achilles can have this procced at maximum. However, ring on average on open field is 4% damage bonus. Like on itself, ring is 7% damage bonus, okay, 7% damage bonus. But however, on open field, it goes down to 4%. But because of the Achilles, because of this, you are casting your extra skill, right? Because of this, you will be triggering ring almost like every ring can be triggered. We have to simulate this. I hopefully Specco is gonna add this on this Arca simulator, but let's just take an approximation. A ring can be triggered every 7 seconds, okay? Because ring does have 5 seconds of cooldown, so let's say we are triggering ring every 7 seconds. That means how much damage bonus on average? 50% multiplied by 2 divided by 7. This is a percent. Wait, 14% damage bonus. 14% damage bonus. 14% damage bonus. Wait. After all, maybe hilt is slightly better than ring. This is the maximum capacity of ring, which is getting boosted by all the combo damages. However, we also need to think that on open field you go back and forth. So maybe you will be losing some of the window proc. So let's just approximate this down to like maybe like, I want to have it down to like 7 or maybe 8, but let's be a little bit optimistic and have 10% bonus. So in terms of combo damage bonus, hilt is doing more than a ring on average. Let me read the chat. Hey yo, Bilikta, what is the playlist song title playing right now? Write this song. It's called Tracers Warped. Oh, warped. We should use Philip and Hector secondary back to Arthur and Achilles, so we have 2 combo marches. Is Achilles Hector maybe a best march because we don't have another combo secondary. We haven't gone through Hector, so let us go to Hector. We are just doing a rough estimation on Achilles right here. We will be refining our calculation. Arthur doesn't work secondary. Yeah, Arthur has to be primary for combo. Also, what I'm trying to think is that what if there is an option of ring plus hilt? So we are not getting horn at all. This might be a possible option for Achilles. This might be a possible option for Achilles, just because you are casting this skill extra, right? And when you are casting this skill extra on open field, if you are hitting 5 targets, then you are just, you know, generating rage. Like you're rage capping during that turn. So do we really need horn? That is the real question. Do we really need horn? Horn is only going to help the initial skill cast, but it's not 100% help. Because Achilles still can trigger his skill. Yeah, horn is only gonna help initial skill cast, but the later on horn is not being helpful at all. The guy is rage capping. So yeah, like now we have an option of, because Achilles is casting his skill again, right? Again and again. Ring and hilt might be an option right here, guys. So if you put ring and hilt, now total you have 25% damage on average. That is quite insane. So basically the horn becomes useless. Horn is now becoming useless after you start casting your skill, because again you are rage capping anyways. I mean, horn can be helpful during, like, let's say, like in this turn nothing is triggering, right, in terms of combo. So if you are triggering horn here, Yeah, it might shave off 1 second and go down to 6 seconds, right? There is a potential, but it's like 50-50 though. Let's see, 50. Yeah, horn doesn't proc here. Let's see. Let's see. With or without horn, your second skill casting is always gonna be like around 7 seconds. I can clearly see that horn is gonna be only useful in the first skill cycle. After that, horn is almost useless. Almost. But there are some specific scenarios, like if horn procs here and then maybe like here again, RNG, it can go down to here. But there is also an option that, Achilles skill is proccing here. Now you are max generating rage here, so it's acting the same as horn. It's acting the same as horn because Achilles is casting his skill extra. And you would assume that after like 13 turn, you might cast your skill 1 time again, right? Because you have accumulated the damage. Could be a possibility. Yeah, so ring and hilt might be the best option, but again, I am like, the first skill cycle is important though. We can come to a conclusion that ring and hilt is good in a long run. It's very good in a long run. Horn is only, wait, horn is only, yeah. So I would possibly recommend ring and hilt. Horn, I don't really see horn. Why ring versus hilt? Why not ring and horn? Here we did ring versus horn, right? Or, I mean ring versus hilt, and then now we are talking about ring plus hilt, and then ring plus hilt might be a better option. I'll see Hector with rock. I think it's about time for us to check out the Hector, but let's see if we are missing something. Let me read the chat. Any chance consider those accessories that reduce defense health if 2 combo marches holds 1 each, they stack, right? That would make the march 30% health and defense. This wouldn't be better. What accessory you're talking about? Dagger? I don't think they stack. They don't stack. It's only gonna be max 15%. Wait, if you get hit by a random AoE in open field, like 5k damage, can Achilles trigger his 3rd skill instantaneously? No, it's not 5k. It is 17k damage. So if you are getting hit by 17k damage on the field, it is going to trigger. Which is like in System of Conquests, it's basically like you're gonna be getting hit 2 times, because if you hit 1 time, it's easily like 10k damage in today's meta. Yeah, smite damage does not trigger the skill. Yeah, indeed. So you're also needs to be getting hit by skill damage and combo, not smite as well. The secondary commander always fires if the primary does, right? So this is a terrible secondary commander, right? Much better primary. I don't think Achilles being primary or secondary makes any difference. No matter where he is, if his this skill procs, right? If he's casting his skill extra, it's just gonna cast. I don't think there is. I don't think Achilles being primary or secondary is gonna be. Is gonna matter. Am I missing something? The third skill isn't reliable for a cycle. Yes, indeed. The third skill. This is not. Third skill 1, 2, 3. This one. No, this can be helpful for skill cycle as well, because when you're running to enemy, you might already be starting to get hit by some random damage, right? So this is already in action, which means that in the first skill there is also a chance that Achilles is gonna be casting his skill right away in the first cycle. Like you can have a blank space here, right? Oh, let me just demonstrate. So in the middle of the first skill cycle, you're just running to enemy, right? This blank space. You're just running to enemy. You're not really doing out attack. You're not doing anything, but you're just getting hit by random damage. And then Achilles is just gonna be. Hold on a second. Does that work? Yeah, this commander casts the skill. So I don't think you have to be hitting the enemy. It's kind of like in a mix between CJ and Herman. I don't think you have to be hitting a target here. You could be just running around taking a damage, and then this skill might be just popping off. That's what I think. We might need to do some damage. I mean, testing when the commander comes out, but it doesn't specifically say that. It's just the condition is like whenever you reduce this much damage, you are casting a skill. So it's kind of like CJ's passive skill. In open field, how often will his third skill trigger? I think it's gonna trigger quite often. Of course, it's many RNG. Like for example, if enemy has all smite damage commanders, it's not gonna proc at all. If enemy has a lot of skill damage commanders, and then you are getting maybe like focused right away and getting attacked, the third skill, this third skill is gonna proc every other second. If you are getting focused, and if you are getting getting hit by skill damage and combo damage, this is just gonna fire off right away. Keep firing off. So it depends on a lot of conditions. Yo guys, I think so my initial opinion, is that this needs to be tested, of course. Like if you're just running around getting hit by random damage, are you just gonna be casting your skill just like CJ? I think that is the case, but just in case, we need to test this, okay? But the active skill damage is only 2000 damage factor, and he is reducing march speed for 20% for 3 seconds. So this this march speed reduction is super good on open field. I like this. What I do not like about the active skill is this is only 2000 damage factor. 2000 damage factor is kind of like the 2000 damage factor is not that much, right, in today's meta. However, we can fix that. We can fix that. This 2000 damage factor is being boosted, or like this is becoming really good just because you are now casting your skill extra times here, and this can go crazy, right? This can fire off. And also with the combination of ring and hilt, we don't use horn. Okay, we don't use horn, but just the ring and hilt. Now we are boosting our damage even more. So 25%, right? Effectively, we are having like 2000 damage factor. 25% is 2500. And then of course, from talent tree and Achilles, the bonus, where is that? 10% more normal bonus here. And then we also have 30% more combo bonus. Total we have 65. So the active skill damage is actually going up to like 3300, which is, I think this is more than Zugulian. I will compare, okay? Let me do a comparison. I think this is better to see. Arthur plus Achilles, and then Zugulian plus Herman. This is just for comparison purposes, okay? Arthur plus Achilles. So normal. So let me hold on a second. Let me do this. The bonus. So skill damage. We do not care about Arthur or Herman, okay? We are just comparing Achilles versus Zugulian because they both have 2000 damage factor, right? Both have 2000 damage factor. So, but we need to consider the as a pair because Arthur is providing some bonus and then Herman is providing some sort of bonus as well. Achilles 2000 damage factor, 2000 damage factor. Now accessories. Achilles total we just calculated 25% on average there. And then Zugulian and Herman, if we are using horn and ring, if we do not consider the skill cycle time, the ring is only gonna be effective like 4%, so it's not that great. It is not that great. Horn ring. And Zugulian and Herman, they also tend to have similar skill casting time. Usually it's around 8 to 9 seconds, horn and ring. And then the second skill cycle, even with the regenerate, it's around like 6 or 7 seconds. So it's very, very close. Let me fix this. So they are having a similar skill cycle, but after Achilles is gonna have a faster skill cycle. Okay, just because of the Achilles. Now, in terms of bonus, Achilles is giving 10% normal here. And then Arthur is giving us 30%, right? Let me see.
No knight who sitteth at my table is above any other.
Yeah, 30% combo damage. Zugulian on the other hand, let's see. 20% skill damage bonus plus addition the Marquis effect 10%. So we can calculate that as 30% as well, just maximum Marquis effect. we are not considering the talents though. Let's see. Let's check out the talent. The total amount of skill damage bonus is 6% for primary. And then 18% for secondary. 6% all. This here is 6. Here is 3. Here's 3. Here's 6. So no, that's 15% skill damage bonus. Here is 8. So we are thinking that, let's say Zhuge is secondary, okay? So he's benefiting from everything. So 8%, 6, 6, 20, 23. Do we have any other stuff here? No. So talent 23%. Let's check out the combo talent. How many combo bonus are we getting?
Might maketh righteous.
So here we have extra, so that's not the bonus. Here we have 6. Nine. %. Yep, Achilles is doing more. Achilles is slightly better than Zhuge in terms of 1 damage, but we have to remember that Achilles is firing off this damage more frequently than Zhuge. Okay, so I like it. Definitely Achilles is like a better tier than Zhuge, even they have a similar damage factor. I like it. Bro, it doesn't matter the 2k damage factor, 15% perma damage received is busted. Oh yeah, on top of that, that 15%, right? 15% extra. You're literally making the whole murder ball 15% stronger. This is unparalleled. Yeah, I see you're right, like 2.5% K damage factor. Also, Thrasher Inscription has bonus and boost. Also, Wage Formation is 5%, Delta is 10%. Yeah, that's true, that is true. That means Achilles is clearly, even if having similar damage factor of Zhuge, but Achilles is clearly doing way more damage than Zhuge. Way more damage. What is the Horn's percentage damage boost? So here's the thing. Horn, if it reduces skill cycle by 1 second, it is around equal to 13% boost in damage. Approximately 13%. However, we found out that we don't really need Horn for Arthur and Achilles. Because they are like, okay, the initial skill cycle might be a little bit slow, right? It's gonna depend. But again, there is a chance that you just go in, fight, and then you take it some amount of damage, and then you're just gonna be casting your... Achilles is casting his skill, triggering the expertise skill. That means that it is gaining max amount of rage during that turn. And if we like... Here, 220. If we consider that the first skill is same as having Horn. Same as having Horn. All right. I see. Okay, so now let us take a look into Hector. Basically, I think we have a pretty good picture of Achilles. There, again, the third skill need a little bit of testing, right? In order to trigger that skill, do you need to be attacking a target, or are you just running around? I don't think you need to be attacking a target, but that needs a little bit testing. And also, Horn is not gonna be too much useful. By the way, the Horn's percentage damage boost, you can check out my drones video if you wanna have a more detailed video information. I'll be back. Grab myself some water. Back. Seems like there's no cooldown for the third skill. If your troop counts are low, it might trigger more often, it seems. I don't think it will. It is connected to troop count. It is connected to you taking a damage, so there is a potential that it can trigger every other second, which is insane. Now let's check out Hector. What does he do? Leadership, versatility, and support. Single target, rage requirement 1000. I'm also having a little bit snack, by the way. I am eating a bread that I baked myself. This skill depends on the talent of primary commander. Okay. If it's infantry, deals smite damage 2600. If it's cavalry, launches combo attack. Okay. 2 combo attack to 1400, but it's also a single target. For the next 3 seconds, oh okay, if it's infantry, you are becoming tanky. If it's cavalry, you are... enemy troops take 5% more normal damage. Okay. Otherwise, which means field damage commander paired. which is archer actually. Deals direct damage to target 2700 for the next 3 seconds. Up to 5 nearby enemy troops deal 5% less damage and lose 15 rage per second. Why it says otherwise though? So basically means if this commander is paired with archer or siege, that's what they wanted to say. But siege, this is not gonna cast. You have to be melee for siege. Does tier 4, tier 5 damage absorption absorption gonna be a factor for this third skill too? No. That is a quick question, but they're having. Let me write that down here. Does T4 versus T5 gonna make difference for third skill? So you have a really good question, right? Obviously tier 4 is gonna be taking more damage and tier 5 is gonna be taking less damage. However, the trick here is that we're talking about damage factor, 3000 damage factor. So that means that, to explain it simply, 3000 damage factor could mean like a 100, like let's say 50k damage. Okay, hold on. 25k damage. 25,000 damage to tier 4, but it's only like 17,000 damage to tier 5. Which means that running the Achilles with tier 4 is gonna be a little bit bad idea. Having tier 5 is going to have, so this means you only have 430,000 troops, right? So if you're taking 25,000 damage, that means you are going to be triggering this skill less until you sad phase. At tier 5, you are going to be triggering it a bit more often. That's the idea. Archer or leadership? Oh, okay. Yeah, also leadership, right? So Hector, infantry makes you guys tanky. Cavalry makes enemies take 5% normal damage. All the rest, they do less damage and then lose 15 rage. I want to check out Philip. Philip is making you take 10% less damage, right? Philip is making you 10% less damage. So if you are already running Philip in your group, it's not a good idea to pair it with infantry commander, the Hector, because this doesn't stack. Philip's 10% damage reduction is gonna override this. So not a good idea. Cavalry might be a good option, and then also the leadership or archery might be a good options as well. Okay. However, I just do not like the fact that it is dealing single target damage. Single target damage is always not good on open field, man. It's always not good. Second skill, 20% march speed, 10% HP, and 30% defense. Okay, it's quite tanky commander it is, and very fast. This troop takes 10% less normal damage. When attacking a troop on the map, one of the following effects will trigger based on the talent. The troop. Okay. With infantry, if you deal a smite damage, there's 50% chance that the damage will be increased by 15%. Can trigger up to 3 times per second, okay? Cooldown 10 seconds. So this is not good compared to Philip. If you take a look into Philip is already giving you 30% damage, more damage all the time. If you are running only one troop type, right? For infantry, that is. So this skill is already weaker. This is very weak versus Philip's third. Let's see. Cavalry. Whenever the troop launches basic attack, 20% chance to launch extra combat attack. Damage factor is 400 and trigger up to 3 times per second. I think this is good. This is good. Giving extra options to generate rage and proc accessories. This is actually good, and this is also instant proc damage, right? So I think this is good. You're not considering the big picture. Single target damage on open field means he's very focused and disciplined commander. Probably read lots of books and don't get distracted. Yes. Okay, otherwise the troop inflicts debuff on enemy troop. It takes 5% less damage for the next 10 seconds. Whenever the troop inflicts debuff on the enemy troop, it takes 5% less damage for the next 10 seconds. I think there is a grammar error here. I think they meant to say is that if you are applying debuff on enemy troop, that troop is dealing 5% less damage for the next 10 seconds. I think that is what they wanted to say. Or maybe no. Alright, so this is okay. This is good. Helping smite damage. This is good. CC enemy marches. So far, pairing with infantry, Hector is not doing great. Cavalry or other troop types is being good. This is okay. Making your okay. Now let's check out the fourth skill. If this commander troop is attacking a troop on the map, if their troop's primary commander has infantry or cavalry talent, every second their troop has 50% chance to gain 20% bonus to normal damage dealt for the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, so if this commander is attacking infantry or cavalry, right, you have 50% chance to gain 20% bonus normal damage. This is very helpful for cav and inf. Otherwise, every second their troop has 50% chance to gain 30% bonus to field damage. Okay, very helpful commander. So far, the big picture is if Hector is paired with cavalry, every skill is benefiting greatly. The second best option is pairing him with Archer. Archer is also very good, but you are just a little bit more tanky. So Hector is gonna be making Archer a bit more tanky and also benefits a lot more. Pairing him with infantry is the least good idea. I mean, it is still gonna work, but if you have Philip, then it's already not good idea. That's what I'm seeing. Now let's check out the expertise skill. If this commander troop contains only one troop type, it deals 10% more damage. Okay, alright. If their troop contains at least 2 unit types, it takes 10% less damage. Okay. All right, who's better, Philip or Hector? Who's better? Yeah, the commander is ass, but I'm glad enough commanders coming out. Cortex said Hector is garbage. He is worse than William Wallace, Scipio from Ragnar Prime Range Jar. Well, of course, he is dealing a single target damage, and he doesn't have instant proc damage that much. So, I think Philip is still superior to Hector. Yeah, Philip is still very, very superior, I feel like. Hector, I'm not feeling Hector. You are gaining a bunch of different things. Excuse me. But Philip is just being much better to like everything. The best pairing for Hector is to pair it with cavalry. But then again, if Hector was dealing AoE damage, right? Instead of single damage, if he was doing damage to 3 targets, he would be insanely good secondary for cavalry. Super good. Unfortunately, he is a single target, and he does not have any instant proc damage unless you pair him with cavalry again. So the best option is to pair with cavalry for a little bit of extra combo proc damage here. That is also gonna be helping to generate more rage and also proc accessories, right? So the only good option, the best option is to pair him with cavalry. Infantry doesn't make sense because if you are pairing with infantry, it's better to invest into Philip. Philip is being superior to everything if you pair him with infantry. And Archer is like, I don't know, he still is doing like single target damage, right? Only thing is that, okay, with this one, if you pair him with Archer, 5 enemy nearby troops now is losing 50 rage per second for the next 3 seconds. So that's total 45 rage. This might be very niche stuff. I mean, crowd control is always good in PvP, right? So this might be a niche thing to do. Especially paired with Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang and Hector are gonna be rage draining machines. So here you are draining 15 rage for the next 3 seconds, and then as we know, Qin Shi Huang can fire off his skill like every 4 seconds, right? He can have 4-second skill cycle. So now here's 15 rage per second for 3 seconds, so that's almost the full duration of the skill cycle. And then if you go back to Qin Shi Huang is also draining, where is it? Yeah, 15 rage as well from all the targets. Combined, they are almost draining 30 rage per second from like around all of the targets. That is a little bit of insanity. LC Hector for damage bonuses, boxes, it's smash hard. The thing is that I don't think that is the case, because here you have 10% damage bonus, right? And then if you pair with infantry, there's a 50% chance that your damage will be increased by 15%. So on average, this is gonna be like 7.5%. So maximum, on average, you are gonna be having like 17.5% damage bonus, right? On average. Maximum 23%. However, if you take a look into Philip already giving you flat 30% damage bonus all the time. There's no conditions. So with the infantry, Philip is superior, in my opinion. Best pairing for Achilles. I think so far Arthur and Achilles is very good. Achilles Hector could also work, but this combo damage is only hitting one target, so that is gonna hinder the rage generation. Let's see here. Who else could there be? You could also do Attila and Achilles. That is for sure.
Наши воины обрели бессмертие.
Rage generation is gonna be a little bit of bad. Attila Achilles, I think they need horn. Attila Achilles is actually I think they are really good counter rallies. Okay, Attila and Achilles, super good counter rallies. But on open field, I think Arthur and Achilles is like way another level. Because here we do have burning blood, but it is generating rage when you are getting hit. So Attila does have a rage problem when you are playing him on an open field. Yes, you could counteract that by putting some horn. However, if you pair Arthur primary with combo tree, you are now gaining 15 rage each time you do combo damage. Also, you have Undying Fury here. This is gonna trigger a lot. So these two talents are gonna be enough to rage cap. I mean, there's even a better question, like, do you need to be putting point here? Probably yes. Yeah, you need to. I don't think that's a question. Yeah, you need this. So yeah, Arthur and Achilles, they have superbly good rage generation. Attila Achilles, very bad rage generation. Very bad. But Attila Achilles, I think they are gonna be super punishing counter rally marches. Flash, I am suggesting John Achilles. John Achilles also might be an interesting option. I am not sure that it is gonna be the best, but I get the idea why John, because now you are triggering extra skill here. This skill trigger is also gonna trigger John's regenerate talent. But John is very glass cannon.
No knight who sitteth at my table is above any other.
Je ne crains rien.
Yeah, John Achilles might be an option, but I don't like, they're not like super good. Let's see. Joan is not gonna be benefiting from this 10% more normal damage, but Joan does give something to Achilles, which is 30% normal damage bonus, right? Whenever it uses active skill, but this does have a 5 seconds cooldown, so yeah, this does have some synergy there. Joan, Achilles, there is some synergy. But Arthur Achilles is gonna be better. Hey Billick, if you choose any special inscription as a caveman, what would you choose? I would probably pick something from Delta because of this all combo damage. Within the Delta, let me put Delta here. Let's see. Pressure is extremely good. Butterfly, I don't think you need Butterfly, man. I mean, it does give you 3.5% boost, but with Achilles, I don't think you need Butterfly. Steel Skin is tanky option. Flurry, 8% boost. I would take Thresher. 1.5% bonus for 10 seconds stacks up to 5 times. This is 6.5% in addition with the 3.5%. This is actually boost. Hold on a second. Bonus. Flurry number 1, Thresher number 2. That would be my order. Is combo attack considered as a basic attack for Arthur's expertise proc? Yes, combo attack triggers effects that is triggered by basic attack. So if they launch a combo attack, this is most likely getting triggered at the same time. But this does have a 10-second of cooldown, right? Which is better, Arthur, Achilles, or Achilles Philip? That's a good question. Let me think. You're getting 30% bonus here. 15% damage, but Arthur is also giving you 30% bonus. Yeah, Arthur is also giving you 30% bonus on open field, right? Because this 10% is multiplied by 3. So we have the same here. Movement speed wise, Arthur is 5% faster than Philip. Philip is giving 35% attack for cavalries and no defensive stats. However, Arthur is giving 30% attack and 20% HP. So in stat wise, Arthur is also superior pair than Philip. Giving more stats, giving same amount of damage bonus. Now the big difference is gonna come with the instant proc damage. Philip does instant proc damage, but Arthur does active skill damage. If I were to choose, I would probably choose Arthur. Arthur is definitely better pair for Achilles as compared to Philip. You do 2800 damage factor to 3 targets, right? If it's combo attack, you do 2 combo attacks and 1400 damage factor and 3 enemies. Yeah, I would definitely choose. This is 800 damage factor to 3 enemies, right? 3 seconds of cooldown, 800 damage factor to 3 enemies. But Arthur, again, 2800 damage factor to 3 enemies. 2000 more. But Arthur needs to be casting this skill. And Philip does instant proc. But I would choose Arthur and Achilles over Achilles Philip by a mile. I think the best combo is Arthur Achilles for sure. Still, Achilles is also gonna work, but now they need horn. As we talked about earlier, Arthur and Achilles, they don't really need horn much. You can stack ring and hilt together. I think that is the correct play. You stack ring and hilt on Arthur, Achilles, and you're just good. Qin Shi Huang versus Achilles, who would you go for if you can get only one? That's a good question. Let me put that again. Qin Shi Huang or Achilles? If you were to choose one, would you go for Qin Shi Huang or Achilles? I would go for Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang is I think Qin Shi Huang is still broken because first of all, he is attacking 6 targets, and then whenever he touches enemy, he instantaneously casts his skill, doing damage. So his skill cycle is instantaneously every 4 seconds. Qin Shi Huang all the way, no doubt. Again, with the Achilles, I think we need a little bit of testing, but this skill is gonna have global cooldown with the active skill damage. So I don't think you are gonna be double or triple proccing a skill. I mean double proccing a skill with this. So this skill procs, and then after 1 second of internal cooldown, the active skill, I think that's how it is going to work. But that is just an assumption. When the commander counts, we have to test this. Philip helps firing off active cycle of the primary again. Indeed, there's a 20% chance, but yeah, but even so, I think Arthur and Achilles are the best to go because they can basically rapid fire their skill. Yeah, they can rapid fire their skill so much. I have a question about William Wallace. I know way off topic, but does he do 2400 to the target attacking him, or 2700 to the target attacking him, or 2400 because his skill set 300 additional damage to 3 enemies attacking currently? He deals 2400 damage to the current target. Okay, so his active skill is gonna be doing 2400 damage, and then deals an extra smite damage to 3 enemy currently attacking this troop. So if you are getting attacked by 3 enemies, your primary target is gonna receive 2400 damage, and then you are gonna be doing 300 more damage to 3 other enemies. So if you are not getting attacked, you're only going to be doing 2400 damage to the current target. And also, if you're just dueling, right, if you're dueling someone, you are going to be doing 2400 damage and then 300 damage more to that one single. Like and subscribe. And Miss Sar, thank you so much, man. Yeah, you heard it, guys. Like and subscribe. Where's this image though? Oh, there we go. Is Achilles broken good same as Qin Huan? I think that's also a good option. Question. As always. Paired with Arthur, super strong cav march. Super strong counter rally march with Attila. Is he like must invest the commander? That is still question mark actually. This is off cycle commander, right? I want to use Achilles and Arthur. Who goes primary? Arthur primary. Thanks for the reminder. I will press the like twice. You better press the like 3 times, not twice. Is Achilles must have like Qin Huan? So here's the thing. Here is the thing. If only one cav march, okay? If you have only one cav march, Achilles is a little bit question mark. Why? Because we are still expecting a new cav commander. Achilles is off cycle release. So if we are gonna be playing only one march, if you are gonna be playing only one march, you should wait. You should wait on the new cap. If only one march, okay? Again, let me like highlight this. If only one march. So for me, I play with only one cavalry march. So what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to wait the new cavalry release. However, if you have two cav march, Achilles is slam dunk, no questions asked, must invest. What about Attila Achilles Garrison and Subete Hector Rally? Those sounds kind of interesting, man. They might work. I am not too sure if they are gonna be working better than the actual garrisoning design commanders or rally design commanders, right? Especially the Attila and the Achilles Garrison, but they might work. I think we just need to do some testing. And Subete Hector Rally. Subete Hector Rally,
Наши воины обрели бессмертие, пожертвовав
So here's Subete. Subite is a little bit glass cannon, but Hector does give good single target damage, very good stats right here, and when it's cavalry you do more instant proc damage. And again, if you are like a rallying infantry or cavalry, attacking another troop on the map. Okay, if you're attacking another troop on the map, so this doesn't work if you do rally, because if you are now attacking garrison, and garrison is not considered troop on the map. Okay, so this talent doesn't work, this skill doesn't work for Subite Hector. And here you straight up deal 10% more damage. I think Subite and Hector is definitely an option for rally. I think they are a bit weak against swarming. They're a bit weak against swarming, but versus a single target, they might do something. By the way, Hector all skills working for garrison. Yo, is there a weird thing that you do with garrison? Okay, let's see. If you're infantry, you become more tanky, so this is not that good. Hey, cavalry garrison looking good because you enemy troop will take increased normal damage, right? So this is like also good for against getting swarmed. I guess archer garrison is also an option right there. You are getting a bunch of stats here. Takes 10% less normal damage. Okay. Yeah, infantry garrison, I don't think it's good. 50% chance to increase smite damage for 15%. Infantry garrison is a bit meh. Cavalry garrison, there might be a weird option that we are expecting another cav open field commander, and then it's supposed to be garrison commander, right? Maybe combo garrison. But this is actually cavalry is okay. Archer is more tanky. This is good for cavalry and infantry. So what I can see is if they ever release combo garrison, Hector definitely an option for secondary for garrisons. Definitely. For skill damage based cavalry, it doesn't make sense because now Hector is, even though he is paired with cavalry, now he is doing combo damage, and skill talent tree doesn't do anything with combo damage, right? It doesn't synergize well. What is the use of Hector's artifact in new KKPs in specific troop type? Maybe when he is like only primary? You want to put him primary and then lock one troop type, maybe. But I don't really see a point. You can make him primary combo commander, right? With support talent tree or something. You do something weird, something like that. Alright, I think we have pretty much analyzed Achilles and Hector. Hopefully you guys got some nice information during this live first impression and analysis. I think I will be making a video later, but I want to make this a little bit more like good looking and maybe check the numbers again before I make a video on it. Also, I need to calculate what would be the best equipment for like Arthur and Achilles pairing. Obviously, I think it's just gonna be the regular one. I don't think there would be any options, but I need to check that out. But anyways, I think I am going to be ending the stream right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to be sending you guys over to chat. Chat is streaming. 1 year anniversary for chat. Speaking of 1 year, I think it is also close to being my 1 year anniversary. Yes, it is. It is my 1 year anniversary as well. Of creating this channel, of course. But let's rate our boy Chad. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or in the next video.